Hello, horror fans. Welcome back to Jay versus Horror. I'm your host, Jay Wall, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about Megan is Missing. Why? Because everyone else is, so why not us too, right? Uh, it's very interesting that this film is getting new life about a decade after it was originally made by social media, TikTok. The kids are challenging each other to watch this film for its shock value. Now, Megan is Missing is a 2011 American found footage psychological horror film written, directed, edited, and co produced by Michael Goy. The film revolves around the days leading up to the disappearance of Megan Stewart, played by Rachel Quinn, a popular high school student in North Hollywood who decided to meet up with a boy she was interacting with online, and the subsequent investigation launched by her friend Amy Herman, played by Amber Perkins. Goy based the film on a series of real life cases of child abduction and emphasized that his reason for highlighting violence in the film was to unnerve people, primarily in order for the viewer to understand the modern risk to which children are exposed online. Now, that being said, the film, for me, seeing it back then, and I've watched it a couple times since then, it's very slow. It really wants to build its story, and it does have that found footage aspect. It reminded me of another film around that time, I think called Entity or something like that, where the guy follows the chick around for like an hour and 10 minutes of the movie and then breaks in her house and kills everybody. But yeah, this one is different. It's basically like it said, it's following the story of this woman or girl who's disappeared and her friend trying to find her and what happens with that. Now, how do I feel about the movie? Well, if you're watching it purely for shock value, I've noticed that it has different effects on people. Some people watch this film and they're like, "Oh my god, this is the most shocking thing I've ever seen. I can't ever watch this again. It's traumatic." I get that, but here's the truth of it. The first hour or whatever of this film is really, really slow. It almost will make you want to turn it off because you really don't feel like it's going anywhere. And then we get to the last 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes of the movie, and it becomes pretty hardcore. I won't say it's, for me, is it a shock film? I don't know. There are very disturbing scenes in it, but after watching stuff like Visceral and Atroz and a Serbian film, this is like nothing, right? So I will say it is disturbing, and some of those scenes at the end will stick with you way past your viewing of the movie. But I'm interested in the fact that these kids are bringing the movie back. That's fun. I mean, at least it's fun to see that they're out there challenging each other to watch horror movies. There are some other movies that I would, if I had the voice to talk to the kids, I'd be like, okay, you think that's great? Well, watch this one. Personally, I think for me, Megan is Missing is about probably like a 6.5 out of 10 movie. Uh, Mainly because of its impact. It does work for what it's trying to do. Now, if I were in charge of, if I was Secretary of Education, I would say show this film in every freshman high school class in America. Yes, it's disturbing. Yes, it's hard to get that imagery out of your head. But sometimes, and you can ask the director of a Serbian film about this, you have to slap people as hard as you can in the face to get them to listen to what you're saying. And I think that is exactly what this film is. That's where it falls. It's one of those movies that really truly wants to make people understand the dangers of kids being online talking to random people, and that's something that's been going on for the last 10 or 15 years. It's really become a massive problem in the United States, especially with all the human trafficking going on. And people say, "Oh, that's false. That's not a real thing." Well, I know that just about a month ago they found like 40 kids in a trailer down in South in Mississippi or Georgia or something like that, Alabama, and maybe it was Florida. I don't remember the state, but I know it was down south. And yeah, they were being trafficked for sex slaves. It's terrible. It is a real thing, and even more so, I guess, than that, this film takes a look at the fact that serial killers. It's not so easy to go troll around playgrounds and schoolyards anymore. There are cameras everywhere. Everyone has a phone. Uh, Amber alerts. All those things play into the fact that it's much harder for today's serial killers to go out and look for victims out in the open. It's much easier to lure a victim to a spot or to your home or something like that, I would imagine, these days. Um, So yeah, I mean, it does have a certain amount of impact, and I think the film is worthy of watching. I know it's not for everyone. I would say this, like, if you've had traumatic experiences in your past, if you've gone through that, if you've lost a loved one or had someone disappear like this, you probably don't want to watch this movie. It's not going to make you feel very good before you go to bed at night. But for horror fans and people who just like movies, I would recommend watching it at least once. It may hit with you higher than it does with other people. It may be something that you're just not into at all. Uh, you know, found footage isn't everyone's thing. I think this one kind of transcends found footage because of its story matter. And I know, like, it would be very, easy to go the cynical route and say, well, this guy, the director, Michael Goy, he's full of shit. He just made this movie and put shock value in the end of it to sell it, because he wanted to get buzz going around. But honestly, I have seen movies like that. There's a movie from 2005 called Chaos that is basically a rip-off of Last House on the Left and starts out with this, screen crawl that tells you that so many people are abducted in the United States every year. And that one is a total fucking cop-out. They put that in there simply to justify their reasoning for showing a tremendous amount of violence and horribleness in that film. And it's not even a good film. At least this one tries to be a good film. You see that the director actually had a vision with the film. So yeah, I recommend it. I recommend Megan is Missing. If you like extreme films, this one may not be on that top 10. It's not gonna, it's not Salo or like I said, a Serbian film, or Atros, or Visceral, or Trauma, or Life and Death of a Porno Gang. It's not on that level of disturbing stuff, subconscious cruelty, movies like that. It's a notch below that because it's only disturbing in the last 15 or 20 minutes, but those scenes will leave a massive impact on you. I know that for a fact. You will almost totally forget about, the hour you spent watching nothing happen in this film when you get to the end. So I'm interested to see what's up next for the kids. I saw somebody else mention that they might start watching the Poughkeepsie tapes. That's a film that actually kind of disturbed me a little bit. I mean, or that I found disturbing. It didn't disturb me, but yeah, because it doesn't show everything, but there are moments where it shows things and then cuts away and you know what's about to happen. So it'll stick with you too. But yeah, guys, that's all we got for this time. I just wanted to talk about it. I find it interesting that the kids are, dusting off these old DVDs, blowing the dust off of them. Nobody watches DVDs anymore, right? These kids don't. They probably just send each other links to the film. I think you can watch it for free on Tubi TV, by the way. So let's take a look at the trailer for Megan is Missing, and then, guys, we'll come back and wrap up.
Ta-da! And here we are, the stars of the hour on Amy's new video camera.
You're a hoe. H-O-ho.
Oh, there you are.
Hello, my name's Amy Herman, and today's January 13, 2007.
Oh shit, the hot squad has arrived.
Get the out of my face.
Oh, fuck you, bitch!
Oh my god! I was talking to this kind of cool guy, and he's gonna be there, so I thought I'd check him out.
Damn, all the hot girls in one place?
Yeah, where you're not.
I was at summer camp when I was 10.
You were 10 when you did it?
I'll just know. We'll know when the right guy comes along.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, cute girl.
Doesn't he look like Brad Pitt? Why don't you come on over here and play with me?
Yeah, in your dreams, you dork.
So, alone at last.
I was just wondering if you talked to Megan today.
No, I haven't.
Megan Stewart, a beautiful, popular 14-year-old girl, vanished without a trace after going out with friends 2 days ago.
The footage clearly shows that she encounters a man who appears to lead her away.
I loved her so much, and now she's gone because of you!
Well, now that you've come forward, do you fear for your own life?
Do you trust me?
Yes.
What did you do to Megan?
All right, horror fans, that's all we have for this episode. Like I said, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about it because I'm seeing so much buzz about this film from 2011 that nobody talked about for like 8 years or 9 years. And I thought it was very interesting, and I thought we'd throw our 2 cents in since we weren't around in 2011. In 2011, I was writing for Movie Pilot Horror and trying to make my my bones that direction instead of YouTube. But now everything's changed, and here we are. So I thought we'd throw our little bit in there and let you guys know what we thought about it. That's all we got for this time, guys, and we will talk to you, as always, the next time we got something worth talking about. Bye.